Hello dear students, today we are going to discuss about thin lens formula and linear magnification of the lens and ray diagrams that to show the position of the image depending upon position of the object. So let us see one by one. The first one, thin lens formula. So actually derivation is not required, only equation of thin lens formula is enough. But while discussing about linear magnification, so there is a need of certain mathematical equations. For that reason, in brief I am going to derive that thin lens formula. In your examination, in most of the case, they may ask write the expression for a thin lens formula or mention the expression for a thin lens formula. So let us consider convex lens. So convex, biconvex lens, straight line passing through center of curvature and optical center. So we know that all distances are measured from optical center in case of lens. So let us consider an object lies at a center of curvature. So this object lies at a center of curvature, and in order to plot the position of the image of this object, we know that there is a need of two incident light rays and hence two reflected or refracted light rays. So here we are discussing about refraction through the lens. For that reason, here there is a need of two refracted light rays. So I am going to consider two incident light rays. So we know that nature of the light rays while plotting the position of the image. The first light ray, let us consider a first light ray parallel to the principal axis. Direction of incident light ray. So this point with the center of curvature. So you just imagine yourself, this lens is thin lens. So thin lens means whose thickness is negligibly small as compared with its radii of curvature. Radius of curvature of this spherical surface, radius of curvature of this spherical surface. Then that lens is said to be thin lens. Then light ray made to pass through the optical center. So light ray made to pass through the optical center, then that light ray proceeds without any deviation. In case of thin lens, there is no lateral displacement. If light ray is parallel to the principal axis, after a diffraction, the refracted light ray meets principal focus. So here this intersecting point of refracted light rays represents position of the image. Direction of refracted light rays. Direction of incident light rays. Let us say this point to be the optical center C. AB object lies on the principal axis. AM incident light ray. Here M represents point of incidence. AC another incident light ray. Here A dash B dash real inverted image of AB. So this point is principal focus. So this point is principal focus. We know that there are two principal foci in case of convex lens, and this point is, let us say this point is center of curvature. Let us say first center of curvature, primary principal focus, secondary principal focus, and C2 second center of curvature. In general, we are going to represent principal focus and center of curvature. So that means this object lies at center of curvature, and hence this object is also lies at center of curvature. This is the case in case of lens. When object lies at center of curvature, at one center of curvature, then its image lies at another center of curvature. So here we will get a real inverted image. So object is at center of curvature. Now image is also at center of curvature. C1, C2. Now distance between optical center and position of the image. So this distance is known as image distance. It is represented by a small v. Distance between position of the object and optical center. This distance is known as object distance. So distance between optical center and principal focus. So this distance is known as focal length, and it is represented by small f. So this is the principal axis. So this is the ray diagram that shows when object lies at one center of curvature, then its image lies at another center of curvature. And here this image is due to convergent beam of light, and hence nature of this image is real inverted. Again I will explain this ray diagram in next session. First we will try to understand this one. At center, object is at center of curvature, image is at center of curvature, same size, same size. Now, so let us plot a perpendicular from M to principal axis. Now I am going to plot the perpendicular from M to principal axis. That perpendicular meets the principal axis at C, that is at optical center. Now from this ray diagram, you just observe triangle ABC and A dash B dash C. These two triangles are similar triangles. Simply we can write the brief explanation about this diagram, and the next is by considering these two triangles ABC, A dash B dash C. These two triangles are similar triangles because this angle is 90, here this angle is 90. If this angle is equal to theta, then this angle is also equal to theta because vertically opposite angle, and this angle is 90 minus theta, and hence this angle is also 90 minus theta. Therefore these two triangles are similar triangles. In case of similar triangles, we can write the ratio of heights is equal to ratio of the bases. So triangle ABC and triangle A dash B dash C are similar triangles. Now in case of similar triangles, we can write ratio of heights is equal to ratio of the bases. Height of this triangle is AB. Height of this triangle is A dash B dash. This is equal to ratio of the bases. Base of this triangle is CB or BC. Base of this triangle is B dash C or CB dash. Equation number 1. Similarly, so here MC is perpendicular drawn from M to principal axis. That perpendicular meets the principal axis at optical center. Therefore, triangle MCF and A dash B dash F, these two triangles are also similar triangles. 90 degree, 90 degree, theta, theta, because vertically opposite angles. This angle is 90 minus theta, this angle is 90 minus theta. Therefore, again from similar triangles, triangle MCF and triangle A dash B dash F, A dash B dash F are similar triangles. Are similar triangles. Now again in case of similar triangles, we can write a ratio of heights is equal to ratio of the bases. So ratio of height, that is height of this triangle is MC divided by A dash B dash. This is equal to base CF or FC. So here base FB dash or B dash F, F B dash. So you just observe this ray diagram. Here MC is parallel to AB. MC is parallel to AB. Therefore, instead of MC, we can write AB. Instead of MC, we can write AB. Therefore, AB divided by A dash B dash is equal to CF divided by FB dash, because AB is parallel to MC. AB is parallel to MC. Equation number 2. From 1 and 2, AB by A dash B dash, AB by A dash B dash. So LHS terms are same. Therefore, we can equate RHS terms, that is CB by CB dash, CF divided by FB dash from 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2, we can write CB divided by CB dash is equal to CF divided by FB dash. So we know that CB object distance, CB dash image distance, CF focal length, but we don't know FB dash. Therefore, I am going to write this FB dash as CB dash minus CF, because here we know that CB dash is nothing but image distance and CF is nothing but focal length. That means I am going to convert this FB dash in terms of image distance and focal length. Therefore, this is equal to CF divided by FB dash that is equal to CB dash minus CF. Then applying Cartesian sign convention. Applying Cartesian sign convention, CB dash, according to Cartesian sign convention, all distances measured from the optical center along the principal axis, if distances measured in the direction of incident light are taken as positive, if the distances measured in the direction opposite to incident light are taken as negative, upward distances measured perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as positive, and downward distances measured perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as negative. Therefore, according to this Cartesian sign convention, CB, all distances measured from the optical center, CB, direction of this measurement right to left, direction of this measurement right to left, direction of incident light or direction of incident light beam left to right, left to right. Therefore, this measurement is opposite to the direction of incident light, and hence this distance is in terms of negative sign, minus U divided by CB dash. CB dash, all distances measured from the optical center. CB dash, direction of this measurement left to right, direction of this measurement left to right. Here CB means right to left, CB right to left, direction of incident light left to right. Here CB dash, left to right, direction of this measurement left to right, direction of incident light left to right, both are in same direction. Therefore, this distance is in terms of positive sign, that is plus V is equal to CF. CF, direction of this measurement left to right, direction of incident light beam left to right, both are in same direction. Therefore, this distance is in terms of positive sign, plus F. CB dash plus V minus CF plus F, plus into minus, minus F. That is after applying Cartesian sign convention. Cross multiplication. On cross multiplication, minus U into V, minus into minus, plus UF. This is equal to V into F. Now dividing this equation by UVF. Dividing this equation by UVF, we get minus UV that divided by UVF is equal to minus 1 by F plus UF 1 by V is equal to 1 by U. On rearranging the terms, we get 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. So this is known as thin lens formula. So here try to understand the equations of mirror equation as well as thin lens formula. In case of mirror equation, here we will get plus sign, but in case of thin lens formula, here we will get minus sign. If they are going to ask, mention the expression for thin lens formula, you should write 1 by V minus 1 by U. If you are going to write 1 by V plus 1 by U, then you are going to lose your marks. So this is known as thin lens formula. Here F is focal length, U is image distance, and U is object distance. So here f focal length u object distance v image distance. So next, linear magnification. So already we have discussed about linear magnification in case of mirrors. Similarly, in case of lenses, we are going to discuss about this linear magnification. So linear magnification is nothing but it is just a comparison of size of the image with respect to size of the object. As like as in case of mirrors, similarly in case of lenses, depending upon position of the object, image of that object is going to produce at a different points with a different size. So that we are going to discuss in case of linear magnification. Sometimes image of the object is lesser in height, or sometimes image of the object height of that image is greater than height of the object. Sometimes we will get the same size of the image depending upon position of the object. If image is smaller, how much smaller as compared with size of the object? If image is bigger, then how much bigger as compared with size of the object? So this is known as linear magnification. Here there is no any unit for this linear magnification. It is a just number. It measures size of the image with respect to size of the object. So linear magnification. So it is represented by m. Small m represents linear magnification. And what are the definition? It is a ratio of size of the image or height of the image produced by the lens to the size of the object, so which is lies on the principal axis. Or instead of size we can write height of the image to the height of the object. It is the ratio of size of the image produced by the lens to the size of the object. So mathematically we can write linear magnification is equal to size of the image or height of the image divided by height of the object. H subscript represents height of the image, H subscript O represents height of the object, height of the image to the height of the object. So if you want you can write height of the image height of the object. So this is the equation for linear magnification in terms of height of the image and height of the object. So even though we can represent this linear magnification in terms of object distance and image distance. So we know that thin lens formula, that is 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. So we can represent this linear magnification in terms of v and u, or in terms of f and v, or in terms of f and u by using thin lens formula. The first in terms of v and u. So from last derivation, the first equation of the last derivation, that is ratio of heights of the similar triangles, we will get AB divided by A dash B dash is equal to ratio of the bases. So this is equal to base of the triangle CB divided by CB dash. You just recall first equation of the last derivation. First equation of last derivation. Here AB represents height of the object. Principal axis, object, incidental light ray parallel to the principal axis, incidental light ray made to pass through the optical center, image, AB, A dash B dash, optical center, C. So this one. So that is in case of thin lens formula. AB represents height of the object, A dash B dash height of the image, CB represents object distance, C B dash represents image distance. Now applying a Cartesian sign convention in this equation, AB upward distances measured perpendicular to the principal axis. Upward distances measured perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as positive. Therefore, AB is equal to plus H subscript O, because we don't know exact height of that object, divided by A dash B dash. Downward distances measured perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as negative. Therefore, height of the image is in terms of negative sign minus height of the image. Again here we don't know height of the image. So let H subscript O be the height of the object and H subscript I be the height of the image. This is equal to CB. So this measurement CB is nothing but object distance, all distances measured from the optical center along the principal axis. But this measurement, direction of this measurement is right to left, direction of incident light left to right. Therefore, this CB is in terms of negative sign minus U. CB dash, this measurement is in the direction of incident light, measurement left to right, direction of light beam left to right. Therefore, image distance is in terms of positive sign V. Negative sign get cancelled. Then we can write height of the image divided by height of the object. This is equal to V divided by U. See here, height of the image is equal to height of the object, that is equal to V by U. So in your examination, there is no need to write these all mathematical steps. For understanding purpose, I am just writing these steps. How height of the image to the height of the object is equal to image distance and object distance. So this is the mathematical proof to say the ratio of height of the image to the height of the object is equal to ratio of image distance to the object distance. Therefore, here linear magnification is equal to height of the image is equal to height of the object. This is equal to image distance divided by object distance. For 1 mark they may ask, write the equation for linear magnification in case of lens. In terms of object distance and image distance, then you should write this one, V by U. So here V object distance U V image distance. For competitive exam purposes, these all formulae are very important. I hope you will understand this step. That is first equation of last derivation. Similarly, we can represent this linear magnification in terms of focal length, object distance, and in terms of focal length and image distance. So we know that thin lens formula. So we know that thin lens formula, 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. Now I am going to divide, I am going to multiply this equation by v on both sides. Multiplying v on both sides. V by F is equal to V by V 1 minus V divided by U. This V by U is nothing but linear magnification, therefore separate this term. V by U is equal to 1 minus V by F. V by U is equal to LCM F 1 into F minus V. So V by U is nothing but linear magnification. So now this linear magnification is in terms of focal length and image distance. Similarly, multiply this equation by U. So multiply this equation by U by V. This one is not X, multiply by U on both sides. So some students may write this one is as X. For that reason only I am going to write each and every terms in detail. So it is not a X, it is multiply. So multiplying by U on both sides, then V by F, 1 by F becomes U by F is equal to U by V minus 1 by U by U 1. So reciprocal of this term gives linear magnification, therefore separate this term. U by V is equal to 1 plus U by F. U by V is equal to LCM F plus U. Then a reciprocal of this equation V by U, because V by U is linear magnification, not U by V. Therefore V by U is equal to F divided by F plus U. So this is nothing but linear magnification. So linear magnification in terms of height of the image to the height of the object, in terms of image distance and object distance, in terms of focal length and image distance, here in terms of focal length and object distance. So while solving the numericals in case of competitive examinations, these all formulae are very important. Try to make a list of formulae of each chapter, then it is easy to recall the formulae during the examination time, or daily you can recall those formulae, then you will become perfect in that. So let us consider the position of the image depending upon position of the object in case of convex and concave lens. So let us consider a convex lens. Principal axis. When object lies at infinity, then we know that nature of the incident light rays are parallel to the principal axis and also parallel with each other. So imagine yourself, object lies at infinite distance and light rays from that object. So nature of these two light rays parallel to the principal axis. After a refraction, these two light rays are going to meet at a point on the principal axis. That point is known as principal focus. Direction of refracted light ray, direction of refracted light ray. So this point is principal focus. The distance between optical center and principal focus, this distance is known as focal length. Now object lies at infinite distance. Then what is the value of linear magnification in this case? So competitive examination, they may ask question like this. When object lies at infinity, in case of biconvex lens, what is the value of linear magnification? Then by using the formula of linear magnification, we can write the linear magnification when object lies at infinite distance. So here u is equal to infinity v is equal to focal length, then linear magnification is equal to m is equal to v by u. We know that v by u. So f divided by infinity. Therefore anything divided by infinity, that is equal to 0. Linear magnification is equal to 0, that represents size of the image is greatly diminished. Even though this image is in point in size, we can say nature of that image. If I am going to say this is the image, this pointer represents image of an object. Tell me what is the nature of this image, then it is quite difficult. If suppose this point is due to convergent beam of light, then this image is real and inverted. If this point is due to divergent beam of light, then this image is virtual and erect. Already we know this concept. So here nature of the image is real inverted. So nature of the image real inverted and greatly diminished. Or point in size. Similarly, an object lies beyond first center of curvature. So just imagine yourself, this is first center of curvature C1, primary principal focus F1. So we know that there is a need of two incident light rays. First light ray parallel to the principal axis, direction of incident light ray. Second light ray made to pass through optical center. So this is thin lens, then the light ray proceeds without any deviation. When object lies beyond center of curvature, then its image lies between second center of curvature and second principal focus, that is secondary principal focus. So here This point is principal focus. F2 image, this point is C2. So here image lies between secondary principal focus and second center of curvature. Direction of refracted light rays. So here again this image is due to convergent beam of light, and hence nature of this image is real inverted. So clearly from this diagram we can say size of the image is less than size of the object. Therefore linear magnification is less than 1. Here linear magnification is equal to 1. Here linear magnification is less than 1. M is equal to V by U, or height of the image divided by height of the object. Even you can consider height of the image, height of the object, or image distance and object distance. Here image distance is less than object distance. U is greater than V, therefore M is less than 1. So nature of the image real, inverted and diminished. Similarly, when object lies at first center of curvature, direction of incidental light ray, so this light ray is parallel to the principal axis. Another light ray proceeds without any deviation when it propagates through the optical center. So here this object lies at the first center of curvature. Let us say this point is a primary principal focus. Then image of this object lies at a second center of curvature. Direction of refracted light rays. So clearly here U is equal to V, then M is equal to V by U. So here U is equal to V, therefore M is equal to 1. So M is less than 1, diminished image, M is equal to 1, same size. Again this image is due to convergent beam of light. The nature of the image real, inverted and same in size. So your linear magnification is equal to 1. when object lies between first center of curvature and primary principal focus. Incident light ray parallel to the principal axis. Incident light ray made to pass through the optical center. Then that light ray proceeds without any deviation, because here we are going to consider thin lens. This light ray is passing through optical center. Now this object lies between C1 and F1. Then this image lies beyond C2. This intersecting point represents position of the image. Direction of refracted light rays. So this is F2. Let us say this point is C2. Image lies beyond C2. Therefore, M is equal to V by U. So here V is greater than U. Therefore, V is greater than U. Numerator value is greater than denominator value. Linear magnification is greater than 1. So greater than 1 means magnified image. So nature, real, inverted and magnified image. Now object lies at principal focus. So first incident light ray parallel to the principal axis. Second incident light ray made to pass through optical center. So here we will get parallel light beam after refraction when this object lies at primary principal focus. By proceeding these two refracted light rays, so we can say they are going to meet at infinite distance. So linear magnification is equal to V by U. So here V is equal to infinity and U is equal to focal length. Therefore, infinity divided by focal length, then M is equal to infinity. So M is equal to infinity means nature of the image is greatly magnified. Nature of the image is greatly magnified. So M is equal to infinity means size of the image is greatly magnified. So here nature, real, inverted and greatly magnified. For CET point of view, these diagrams are very important. You should have the skill to plot these ray diagrams. When an object lies at principal focus, in between principal focus and optical center. So this point is principal focus object. Incidental light ray parallel to the principal axis, incidental light ray made to pass through the optical center. Then after refraction, we will get divergent beam of light. So by proceeding these two light rays in forward direction, they never meet with each other. By extrapolating these two light rays in backward direction. Now I am going to proceed these two light rays in backward direction. So they are going to meet at some point. So this point of intersection represents position of the image. So here size of the image is greater than size of the object, or image distance is greater than object distance. Linear magnification, m is equal to v by u. So here v greater than u, therefore linear magnification greater than 1, because numerator value is greater than denominator value. But this image is due to divergent beam of light, and hence nature of this image is virtual erect, greater than 1 magnified image. Virtual erect and magnified image. Similarly, in case of concave lens, when an object lies at infinity, the nature of the light rays parallel to the principal axis. Then after refraction, so we will get a divergent beam of light. By proceeding these two light rays in backward direction, because they never meet with each other in forward direction. So I am going to proceed these two light rays in backward direction. They are going to meet at some point. So that point represents position of the image, or here that point is nothing but principal focus. So here u is equal to infinity, v is equal to focal length, linear magnification is equal to v divided by u. So here m infinity, f divided by u infinity, so this is equal to 0. So linear magnification is equal to 0. Again we will get a greatly diminished image, but this image is virtual and direct because this image is due to divergent beam of light. Nature virtual, erect and greatly diminished. Or point in size. If you want, you can write point in size. If object lies anywhere between infinity and optical center, between infinity and optical center, first light ray parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, the refracted light ray appears as if it is emerging from a point on the principal focus. That point is known as principal focus. So this light ray appears to emerging from a point on the principal axis. That point is known as principal focus. So another light ray made to pass through the optical center. Then this light ray proceeds without any deviation. So again, these two light rays never meet with each other in forward direction. Therefore, I am going to proceed these two light rays in backward direction. Now these two light rays are going to intersect at this point. This point represents position of the image, and this point is principal focus. So this point is optical center. If object placed anywhere between infinity and optical center, then here its image lies between principal focus and optical center. If object moves away from the optical center, when this object moves away from the optical center, then this diminished image moves towards principal focus. When object lies at infinity, then this image lies at principal focus. Again, this image is due to divergent beam of light. So here V is less than U. V is less than U. Linear magnification V by U. Therefore, here numerator value is less than denominator value. M value is less than 1. So M value is less than 1. So nature virtual, erect and diminished image. Okay, so try to understand how to plot the ray diagrams. So this skill is very important in your competitive examination. Without plotting the ray diagram, you just recall what is the position of the image and the position of the object with respect to position of the object. Okay, so now I am going to stop here. Next line, in the next class, I am going to start lens makers formula. So here, simply by knowing the value of linear magnification, we can say size and nature of the image. It is size of the image. Nature of the image, that depends upon nature of the light beam. If that image is due to convergent beam of light, then that image is real inverted. If that image is due to divergent beam of light, then that image is virtual and erect. So here we will get real inverted greatly diminished image. Here we will get virtual erect and greatly diminished image. Real inverted, virtual erect. This image is due to convergent beam of light. This image is due to divergent beam of light. That is the difference between these two images.